Welcome back to CryptoZonZ, peer-to-peer financial empowerment. Hashtag love all, serve others. 8% money hack. In this episode today, we're going to do zone coverage in Zone 3, personal development. 8% money hack. I'm going to share with you something that works, that worked for me. And the main central dynamo here is discipline. You have to be disciplined about this, but that's something that is really quite necessary at this time if you even really want to get ahead and think of ways to do that and actually do get ahead. So I'm going to share this with you. It primarily works or is most sensible or reasonable for any of you who are punching a clock or working a 40-hour week or non-salaried. But here we go, and if you think that doesn't work for you, just scroll on, no love lost, seriously. But if you listen through, then you can share it with someone else. But it's an 8% money hack, and I'm going to share a little bit of a story here about one way that it just worked phenomenally for me. Now, back in the day, totally dating myself here, but my best friend was a real estate agent. And so I said, hey, Joe, I want a house that's zero down. Look for a house that's zero down. And he said to me, without skipping a heartbeat, he just said, no, they're not around. It's just not going to happen. I said, hey, I'm the boss here, right? Look for a house for zero down. Let me know if you find one. Lo and behold, as I remember back, it wasn't that long, and it happened. And it was like 4 or 5 weeks, and he comes back and he says, yeah, I found one for you. And so check this out. How much does he want for it? 40 G stacks. Totally dating myself here, but it was a smallish house, but it was pretty cool. The two front rooms were large. You walk in, there was a large living room, large dining room, and then they added on a large kitchen. And I liked it, so I said to Joe, here, go off from 32. And he says, no, I'm not going to do that, Ron. I says, hey, who's the boss? So, I figured, hey, he offered 40. He put it on the market for 40. He'll accept less. So I tested it. And my friend Joe offered him 32. And what did he do? The story is that it was a lawyer. It was a rich lawyer who he had, as the story goes, had about 13 houses in the area that he had been renting out for years, and it was his time to be cashing them in. And he had this particular small house on the market. I understand the former mayor of the city that I was residing in used to live there, but this house wasn't moving, and he put it on the market, and he came back and said, hey, 36. And so I accepted. I walked in that house without a penny spent, just signing an agreement, and my payment on that house was $333 a month. Incredible. And I actually lived there for about 10 years, way past when I could have afforded more, but it's a great way to have started a situation in my life. But the reason why I bring this up is because what I did was I paid the guy every 4 weeks like clockwork. At the time I was working a job that I got paid every week. But a way to discipline your finances or work your books is to you get a hack of about 8% a year. And how it works is that I paid the guy the first time actually the first month was free too. So the first month I went and I paid him like on the 29th, and then the next year I'm in his office writing a check out like on the 26th, and then the next month was the 24th, and then the next month it was the 23rd. And after 10 or 11 months I walked in and I wrote a check, and the guy looks at it, he turns around to his office workers, he says, look, here's my favorite renter. He called me his renter, and essentially I was, but he's a month up, he's a month ahead. And I was like, then it kind of hit me. I was like, hey, I don't want to give my money away. So what I did after that is I just paid him a day early and found out some way where I could make interest on a month's worth of rent. But if you take out your phone right now, and if you look at, say, January 5th, for example, if you would have done this, pay all your bills, say, on the 5th and the 19th, and then it would be February 2 and the 16th. In March, you'd get 3 paychecks. This is assuming you get paid every 2 weeks. You get a paycheck March 1st and the 15th and the 23rd, April 12th and the 26th, May 10th and the 24th, June 7th and 21st, July 5th and the 19th, and again in August you'll get 3 paychecks, the 2nd and the 23rd and the 30th. And as it works out, you'll get 3 paychecks again, January 3rd and the 17th and the 31st. And what I did is I started using that. I got an extra paycheck once every half a year. So that's the way I finance my vacations. And if you get paid every week, then you get 13 paychecks every quarter. It's kind of like a deck of cards. There's 4 suits and there's 13 cards in every suit. And every, Q1, Q2, Q3, and quarter 4, you get 13 paychecks. You get 1 paycheck extra every quarter. It's an awesome way to work it. If you work it with a friend, your maid or your spouse, then you can catalyze that energy. It's a dynamic. The root word of dynamic is dynamite. It's a dynamo. Boom. You can exponentialize the power of that working together. It really is a pretty cool way to work your finances in one way. And I used it as a way to take some pretty good vacations. It was really, I was disciplined in it, and it works out to about 8.3% money hack. But it's a way of hacking human nature, because if you ask your neighbor, hey, how many, assuming they punch a clock for 40 hours a week, how many work hours are there in a month? They'll think, assuming they can multiply it by 40, they'll say 160. And see, that's the way we generally think. And so that's the reason why it's easily to hack that. And the discipline comes in with when you start seeing that extra money to put that in Piggy. You know what I'm saying? So if you like that, please click on the green planet there. I'll appreciate it. Hashtag love all, serve others. I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health. And until next time, peace.